Do you want to learn about everything to do with equipment in Dragon Ball Legends, including getting to that glorious God rank? If so, this is the video for you. Let's get into it. So we're going to go through everything to do with equipment in this video, including how to get your equipment to God rank. So make sure to stay to the end and make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And let's start off with the basics, which is what exactly is equipment. So as we got on the screen, place up to 3 different equipment on each party characters, and each equipment has conditions that must be met in order to be equipped. So what does the equipment do? There is a wide variety of equipment in Dragon Ball Legends, each of which do something different, but they all have similarities in the way of they all have 3 different slots, and each of those slots have basically a range of what they can get. So for example, in the one that we're looking at in slot 1, you can get between blast attack 8% up to 15%, so it has a minimum and a maximum. And like I said, all equipment do have 3 slots, so make sure to have a little look through them as you are upgrading equipment. And as I've already mentioned, there is equip conditions per each equipment. So with the one we're particularly looking at, your character needs to be level 1 or more, which pretty much everyone is, and fit into the tag of Android. So make sure to have a little look at that, depending on the equipment that you are looking at to upgrade. And let's keep going. Each equipment has a different rank as well, which ranges from F rank all the way up to God rank, which is the best, basically. And what that basically means is the percentages that we just looked at. If it's on F, it's got the lowest percentage, and if it goes up to God rank, it's got the highest percentage on all the slots. So that's what we're going to be looking at today, and let's have a little look of how to do that. Just before we do, if you're looking to get equipment for a specific character and you're not sure which ones would be best, you can actually click on the character in the party selection screen, go to recommended, and then once the screen comes up, you can actually pop over to equipment and it will recommend you a number of equipments. If you're not sure where to get them either, and you are looking for a specific equipment, then you can click on that equipment and click find item, and it'll show you exactly where you can get it. So let's carry on and show you how you get the best rank in the equipment. To show you what you need to do, it's probably best if I actually get some equipment myself. So we're going to go into the ultimate equipment collection, which does hold some of the best equipment in the game, and I actually want to get a couple more of the Universal Survival Saga 2, which is for this particular unique equipment. So as we can see, slot 1 is health restoration between 5 and 10%. So what we're going to be doing is using our skip tickets and energy to go through this particular mission to get as many as we can. So as we do that, it is completely RNG, completely random what slot we get for the slot 1. As we get the actual equipment, there won't be any slot 2 or 3 because that's something that we'll look at a little later in this video, but slot 1 will be completed. So we want to get the highest we possibly can, up to that 10%, and with that it will give us different ranks. So let's go through the actual skips then. We'll go 100 skip tickets, which is 100 energy, 100 skip tickets, and we'll see what we get as we go through it. Obviously you need to complete all the missions in order to actually skip ticket through this. So we're going to be looking for C or D ranks, which I just saw we did get one there. You can get a range between basically F all the way up to C rank because it is only slot 1. Getting the slot 2 and 3 is where you get up to B, A, S, Z, Z plus, and God rank as well. So we'll have a little look what this actually gets us. Because we're still in Legends Festival, we also get high buy coins as well. So going through this then, we got quite a number of D ranks. We did get 2 C ranks. So what you'll notice with the C ranks, that is what you're basically looking for, because that will have the best slot to start off with, which is what you want to do, especially if you're looking for God rank. So we've got one which has health restoration 9%, which is pretty close to the top of 10%. We have another one which is 9.65, which is very close to that 10%. So that's probably one that we're going to favorite and keep as well. So you may notice as well in slot 1, we do have a gold emblem next to the C, which means that we've got a very good slot 1 basically in that C rank. So you're looking for either gold or preferably, which we didn't get any in this, a red one, because that is pretty much the top you can get in slot 1. We do also have lots of D ranks. Do we have anything less than D rank? No, we don't really. Oh, we have some E's as well. So just to show you, E rank is all the way basically down at the bottom. We've got 5.35%. So all of them, we're just going to get rid of, basically. But let's keep going then. Okay, so now that we've got some equipment, we're going to go into the equipment. What you want to do is just, because we don't want to be upgrading any F, E, or D ranks, we'll just keep it as this. We can keep it so that any D ranks, because there is a possibility of a D rank having a gold slot, we can keep it so it will save those. But we're just going to sell all the F, E, and D ranks, so let's do that. Does leave us with both the C rank ones that we did get a second ago. Now that we got rid of basically all the trash and we've kept our C ranks, we're going to upgrade them. You can do multiple by upgrading all, but we're just going to focus on the one because we got the 9.65. That's pretty much the highest percentage we got, so we're going to focus on that. We're going to complete the slot 2 and slot 3, and by doing that, that's how you get up the ranks past B, past A, up to S, up to Z rank, and hopefully up to God rank as well. So hopefully it doesn't take too long. So what we can see here for slot 2, we can go from 10% up to 22%, and slot 3 we can go from 10% up to 35%. So we want to basically get as high as possible on those to get it up to God rank, basically. So what we're going to do is upgrade the first slot. So let's upgrade slot 2. We want to get it as close to 22 as we can. 16.95%, which isn't the worst, so we'll keep that for now, and then we'll upgrade again, and we want to be looking up to 35%. And we've got 25%, so we've got up to S rank to start off with. Probably a good time to point out as well, we are having a bonus as we're upgrading these, and that's because there's equipment Bonanza. So now that we have the blast attack and, well, basically slot 2 and slot 3 upgraded, we've got him at S rank. So that's not quite God rank. So there's a couple of different ways we can do this, but basically you want to go over to re-upgrade slot. For the initial thing, what you want to do is basically upgrade the slot that you're looking at. You can re-upgrade here, and yes, the screen probably looks quite daunting for those of you who haven't seen it already, but you will need slot removers for this. And a couple of souls and things like that as well, but you basically want to just max that out and re-upgrade. You can either stop it on orange, which we've already talked about, which basically means that the slot is very high, or stop on red, and red will mean that it's very close to its maximum. For the purpose of this video, we're going to go stop on orange, and we're going to use 30 slot removers. So let's do that then, and it will cycle through. You can stop as you go through, so you want to get it as close to 22% for this one. So yes, it can go down as well, so just bear that in mind. We'll talk about how to stop that if you do get quite a high percentage nonetheless. So 18%, 17, that's not bad. We want to be getting probably over 20% as we go through this. That would be the ideal. I would point out this is completely down to luck and RNG as well, the way that we're doing it right now. As you can see, if we kept it as it is, it'll be stuck as A rank, which obviously is not what we want to do. We want to be looking for either those gold slots or the red slots, or as close to that as possible. We're not getting the most lucky out of this, I'll be honest. So we've got 12, 13. Okay, so through those 30 slot removers, which once again, I will show you how to get some of them. We got really unlucky, so I do need some more souls, so I'm going to get some of those, and then we'll come back and try it again. Okay, so I got quite unlucky as we went through that. I think I used like 90 slot removers, something like that. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, because I don't want to use all my resources on this particular one. But we stopped at a 17.65% and 18.15, which obviously is not very close to that 22. It's close, but it's not as close as we were hoping. So that's basically step 1. So you want to do that for slot 2 and slot 3 and get it as high as possible. Like I said, it is completely down to luck. You can re-roll one time and get a red slot, which will mean that it's as close to 22%, maybe on 22%. You could go 500, 1,000 slot removers until you get that red slot. So there is something else that you can do, which they have released over the past couple of years. So you can do secure upgrade as well. As I mentioned, the way that we've been re-rolling, basically, if you get lower percentage on that slot, you keep that percentage unless you re-roll again. So using slot removers, souls, and also equipment medals, you can use secure upgrade. There is 2 different forms of this. You can either use 5 slot removers and it will do 1 re-roll, and if it turns out to be less than what you've already got, it will keep what you've already got. But if it gets more, then it will increase it basically. Or you can do a guaranteed upgrade, which are very, very costly. So a guaranteed upgrade, if I was to do that, I'm not going to in this particular video, but if I was, then it would give us an extra 55% on both the strike defense and blast. But then if I go back to the secure upgrade, where it's not guaranteed, we can use 5 slot removers, and I will do this one just to show you, and 10 equipment medals and some souls as well. So let's do this. Hope that we get a better slot. Let's see. We do not. Okay, so what we would have had if we re-rolled without the secure upgrade, we would have had 17 and 10, which obviously is a lot lower than what we already had. Let's do one more, see if we get a little bit lucky. Once again, this does come down to luck a little bit, but I think once you've got a high enough slot like what we've got, this is probably the best way to go about it. And then when you get really close, maybe for example on this one, where the highest is 22%, we may get up to 20%. You may want to finish it off a little bit with a guaranteed upgrade if you are getting unlucky. Like I said, if you get lucky and you actually get a red slot pretty easily just by re-rolling normally as we have done, then good on you, basically. So that's basically what you need to do. And to get up to the Z ranks, the Z pluses and things like that, let's show a couple that I already have, shall we? So let's do the descending. So we've got a couple of Z ranks here. So for example, this one, we've got 9.75% on the ultimate damage, so up to 10%. And then we've got 33.5% out of 35. So that is very, very good, very, very close. But then the blast attack is quite close, but not the closest. So we've got 30.65% up out of the 35% that we can get. Going up to the Z plus ranks, so some of these examples are basically being very close to max. So we've got 9.55 and 9.5% for the top ones out of 10% here. Then we've got 9.7, 9.55% out of 10 here. And then we've got 19.65 and 19.45 out of 20%. So very, very close to the tops for all 3 slots, but not quite there. For God rank, you need to be very, very close, if not on the basically on point. So as an example, this is God rank 1. So the top that we can get out of this one for slot 1 is 22%. We've got 21.4, then 20.5. So that is within 1% basically. And then we've got strike attack and blast attack. Once again, the max we can get is 22%. They're both within 1%. And then the max we can get for slot 3 is up to 10%, both within 1%. So basically for God rank equipment, you want to be doing what we've just done, doing some re-rolling, maybe some guaranteed to get it both all 3 slots, slot 1, 2 and 3 to be a red slot, being within 1%, and then you've got your God rank equipment. So I'll be honest with you, it does take a little while sometimes. If you get lucky, it can be really, really quick. So for example, I did this one actually last night, and I just re-rolled this one probably within like 15 slot removers, got a red slot, which is the max that you can possibly get. So we've got 15% on both of them out of 15%. And then I got lucky with the 3rd slot, getting it a yellow slot, which is near enough. So we got 13.9, 14.45 out of 15%, which gives us God rank. And I got quite lucky with that one, if I'd be completely honest with you. Or you can go basically forever and you never get a God rank. That's where the guaranteed upgrades to come in handy. I do want to point out there are some equipment which do differ. One being, for example, this equipment for Charlotte, which you do get through missions, and I've done a video on this if you want to go back over the channel. But with this one, it guarantees red slots, so the max for each of the slots as you upgrade it. So all you had to do was basically get the equipment, do slot 2, so just through the upgrade here, do slot 2, and then do slot 3, and it will guarantee you a God rank. The other ones which are a bit different are the unique equipments for specific characters. Let's see if I can find one around here. So, for example, these ones. This is for the Sparking. There's also ones for the Legends Limited units as well. But slot 3 does differ because it gives 3 different amounts. You will have to re-roll this until you get a red slot. It will not let you, if we went on to here, for example, it will not let you, as it says at the top, the ability is not eligible for any of the campaigns, and you can also not secure upgrade this equipment, just because there's 3 possible outcomes. So you need to re-roll that one until it stops on red, and that's all the unique equipment specific for one character only. And that's basically everything that you have to do to get God rank. So some of it's a bit of luck, some of it's a bit of grinding, so good luck to all of you getting that God rank. And if you're wondering how you get slot removers and what the equipment Bonanza is and all that sort of good stuff, let's get into that now. First up, we'll talk about the equipment Ultra Upgrade Bonanza, which is on for the Legends Festival. Normally they do equipment upgrade Bonanzas on big celebrations, and with this, just certain equipment will get extra bonuses, basically, as you probably saw as we were upgrading, and they'll give extra percentages, making it easier to get up to that God rank. So you definitely want to be doing all your equipment during Bonanzas. Outside of that, then it becomes a lot harder. And moving on to the slot removers then. There is many different ways you can get slot removers. The easiest free to play is to go into any sort of raid or anything like that, and you can exchange whatever the medals are for that particular raid for slot removers, or you can just go back into the shop, and there is loads of different ways to get slot removers throughout these different shops, depending on which ones you're going into. So for example, Treasure Battle, there's also slot removers in there. There's also slot removers in the adventures, depending on which ones you get. So there is lots of different ways. If you don't mind paying, there is a different way to do it in the shop, where you can get some slot removers from the monthly packet, or you can get just the Happy Weekend sale, or the character upgrade pack as well, which is not that expensive. But if you want to do it free to play, you probably want to do it either from your login bonuses or possibly any missions that you might do. You can get some slot removers through there. As an example, we got hyperdimensional co-op there, or most probably through the exchange shop. So that's everything about slot removers. Very finally then, I just wanted to mention about awakened equipment, which are these with the extra boxes around it, which basically you do the normal equipment. It doesn't matter whether it's A rank or anything like that, and then you can awaken it through this portal up here. You can once again find out how to get all of these sort of things by going to how to get. Let's say if I went into this one and select, it can also tell you how to get the actual equipment that you need to actually awaken it as well. And it's just basically an extra step. So you awaken the equipment by transferring an A rank of that particular equipment and some B ranks, which are just any that you can find, and then it'll give you a certain rank of that equipment. Let's see if we can do one just now, just to show you. Let's see with this one. So we can go, sure, we'll use that. I don't mind using that one for now. Some B equipment. Let's see what we can use that I don't really mind getting rid of. Let's get rid of some of the A ranks that I've got. So it's B or above, basically. Let's get rid of you. I don't mind getting rid of you either. Let's get rid of you. And let's get rid of you as well, shall we? No, actually, let's get rid of you. So you just awaken your equipment like that. You need to use fragments for it, which once again you can get from the shop or Ultra Space Time Rush or anything like that. Spend a little bit of Zenny and it will awaken the specific equipment. We got a D rank, very similar as we did a bit earlier on. You want to be looking for that C rank with a gold or a red slot, basically. And then you just carry on as normal, just basically to try and get it up to God rank. So that is pretty much everything with equipment. So hopefully you did learn something, and hopefully it did help you out a little bit. Let me know your thoughts on it down below, and if it helped you out, or even if it didn't, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Ciao.